Hey, what's cracking? How are you doing today? I hope this video finds you on top of the world. And if this video hasn't found you on top of the world, maybe things aren't going your way. Well, we're just going to change the channel right now, man. Change it just like you would if there was a song on the radio you didn't like. And I know you say, well, that sounds easy, man. That's a load of crap. But I'm going to tell you it isn't, man. It's the truth, man. Everything is about perspective and the way that you look at life. And if you're aggravated, if you're looking at things the wrong way, it's easy to get frustrated and be mad at the world and everybody you come into contact with. But let me tell you, if you have someone that you love, if you're breathing air today, brother, you are one of the lucky ones. You are blessed. And I'll guarantee you, if you'll stop and take a second to think about things, you'll realize that. And your perspective is everything. And when you look at it like you're doing good and not like you're doing bad, well, then it's a whole lot different eyes that you see the world through. And if this is one of the first time you've checked out one of my videos, my name is Ricky Dye, and I went to prison when I was 15 years old. And I was there for over 20 years. So maybe if you'll keep with me on my little stories here, I started at the very beginning and I went all the way through. And right now I'm in maximum security, Mcalester, Oklahoma State Penitentiary. I've done asked my mom to let me kill myself and everything, if you've kept up with the videos. And I've begged her to let me kill myself, and she won't let me. So I've decided to man up and get through this. And I'm only 18 years old, and I'm about to explain something. But before I go any further, I've hit 200 subscribers, and I want to thank every one of you who have hit that subscribe button. I want to thank everybody who's given me a view, who's took time out of their lives to watch one of my videos, and the comments and the encouragement and the shares, all of it, man. Thank you. Thank every one of you, man. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then if you like the video, then I'd appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. And I want to give a shout out to Chelsea. She sent $10 on my Cash App, said for the awesome videos. Well, thank you for the compliment, Chelsea, and I think you're awesome. So thank you very much. Um, I want to get right on back into Mcalester. These videos about Mcalester, I think about them all the time, and it takes me back there. And like I've told you before, if you've kept up with my videos, that Mcalester is the place where I'm always at in my nightmares. It's a very, very terrible place. There's a feeling while you're there that something bad is wrong. If you've ever had a feeling like someone's going to die, or just this impending sense of doom, that's on you all the time at Mcalester. It sets on you. And I've just got there, and like I said, I was wanting to kill myself and everything. And I've decided that I'm going to always go to yard because I don't want people to think I'm afraid. And I always go to the shower because I don't want people to think I'm afraid. You get a shower about 3 times a week, and you get to go to the yard Monday through Friday, weather permitting, if they have enough staff. And I've explained some of that in another video, and what I haven't, I'll get to. So I've decided to go to yard every day. And when you get ready to go to yard, like I've talked about in another video, you'll come out of your cell in handcuffs and your boxers, and carry your tennis shoes and a pair of trousers and a t-shirt. And they'll search all that and use a wand on you and take you outside. And there's a basketball court out there once you get unhandcuffed. And there used to be weights, but people were hurting each other with the free weights. So now there's just, you can do pull-ups and push-ups and stuff for about an hour. And so I told you that I had someone trying to pay me to ejaculate into a cup and stuff for them. And guys trying to get in the shower with me. And guys trying to get me to move in with them. And I had a cell partner at the time that was only going to be there a couple of weeks. He was setting up the computer program and going back to medium security. And during the day while he was gone, there was a guy that lived in a cell straight across from me. And it's just like on the movies and stuff there in Mcalester. When you have bars, and then you have a pair of steel bunk beds that are part of the wall. You have a steel toilet that has a sink connected to it, and you have a piece of metal that's like a desk that's attached to the wall, and a little seat there that's also attached to the wall. Everything is steel and concrete, and you have bars instead of a door. And you can see straight into the cell across from you, those two guys over there, the same way. And you can see some of the cell catty-cornered there and some there. It's about as long, the run is about as long as a football field. It's probably around 10 foot from my bars to the bars across from me. The cells are about 10 foot long, probably about 8 foot wide. So people mostly stand at the bars and talk most of the time. Usually cell partners take turns standing at the bars and talking. So my cell partner is always out setting up the computer. So during the day, I was the only one in the cell. So this Indian guy that's in the cell across from me, he's a pretty good sized guy, but he was real friendly, and it never crossed my mind to look at him to size him up as a competitor. But maybe I should have been. they come across real friendly, man. And I was always nervous, and I was trying to make friends with people and get along with people, because getting along with people and people liking me is really what helped me through prison the most. It really isn't your size. It doesn't matter how big you are. Because if you're big enough, several little guys will get knives and kill you. Or one little guy can catch you not looking and throw something that he's boiled in your face and then start stabbing you. What are you going to do? So it doesn't matter about the size. It matters that you're willing to throw away anything that the consequences are going to bring. You're willing to throw your life away and accept whatever consequences happen and be the first one to make the attack. That's what it comes down to, is getting down first. Whoever attacks first sometimes doesn't need to worry about anything after that, if he does it right. But this guy has been befriending me and acting like my friend, and I've really fell for it. And it never crosses my mind that the guy might be gay at first. And he's teaching me Indian words like unhisi means my friend. Stiwanaya means police. Haji is tobacco and marijuana. And he's taught me, 25, 30 words. And I haven't caught on to the fact that this guy is trying to get me to move in with him. And he's playing the whole friend and Indian thing, because Indians, they pull each other up. It's not like, the white guys, they'll kind of step back and see how you handle yourself. But the Indians and the Mexicans, they immediately pull the young ones up and try to look out for them, to keep them away from everyone else in the prison from being preyed on. And if they decide they're good people, they keep them pulled up. And if they're a piece of crap, then they handle it themselves. They beat them up and run them off themselves. So I really thought the guy was trying to pull me up and befriend me. And he was trying to get me to move in with him, and I was going to. And made plans to do it and everything. My cell partner was just going to be there a few weeks, and I was going to have him move in with me when this guy left. And one evening, my cell partner was there after work, and this Indian guy starts telling me that he's going to make me a medicine bag to protect me. And I was all in about some protection, man. I believed in the Bible and the cross and everything, but I was down for some protection of any sort I could get. I wanted that medicine bag. And then he told me in order to make me a medicine bag, he needed a hair for my head, one for my butt crack, and then he wanted one for my groin. But he insisted that the one that came from my butt came from in the crack. So when he said all that, that kind of freaked me out, man. So I wouldn't give him those hairs. And then I backed out. I just told him I didn't want to move in with him. And whenever I told him I didn't want to move in with him, he flipped out on me, man. He started accusing me of not being his friend, and I was playing him, pretending like I was his friend, playing his emotions, and he was really tripping out like a guy that loses a girl and can't handle it, like like a fatal attraction type thing. He was really tripping on me to the point that I thought we were going to get in a fight. And the guys next there was a white guy, a kind of an older, tough, medium-aged guy over there that I kind of looked up to. He's older than me, kind of catty corner cell, and he's over there looking at me, shaking his head like I'm weak and I'm not going to do nothing and I won't stand up to myself. So next day, I figured when we went to yard, it would be on. The guy walks away from his cells, nothing else said, but you could tell he was mad. And I figured the next day when we went to rec, he would try to get me. But I made sure I went. I worried about it all night, nightmares all night about it, worrying about it, and nothing happened. Next day, he didn't go to yard. Day after that, he didn't go to yard, but then that night was showers. So he arranged it, said he was taking a crap when they did his side, made sure he ended up getting in the shower with me. They do 4 or 5 cells at a time. 2 people, they try to do 2 people in every time out of each cell. They try to do these 2 in this cell, these 2 in this cell, these 2 in this cell, and do 8 people at a time. But if they say they're crapping, they let their cellie go take a shower, give them privacy to use a bathroom where their cellie's in the shower, and then they'll go on the next trip. The guards are pretty easy about doing that. So the guy gets in the shower with me, but he don't say anything to me, but I'm keeping my eye on him, man. But when I get in the shower, all you've got down there is your shampoo and conditioner that you've carried with you, and your boxers and your towel. It's all you're allowed to take, and you got your flip-flops on. They handcuff you up, take you down there, stick your hands through the bars, get your cuffs off. You'll hang your towel up, go over there with your shampoo and your soap, take your shower, take your boxers off and take your shower. 8 men in there at once. There's no guard standing there watching. He steps away while you're showered. Then I'm standing there showering, I got soap in my hair, and I'm rinsing my eyes out, and all of a sudden I feel someone touch me on my lower back, just above my butt. And you never touch someone in the shower, especially in Mcalester. So I turned around and I said, what do you think you're doing touching me? And the guy calls me a punk. So I haul off and hit him, and we're fighting naked in the shower. And then all of a sudden you hear the keys jingling. That means the police are running back down there to the shower. So they call jigger out, jigger out. So we stop fighting, get back in the shower. Police realize something going off. They get us and take us out. So take us back to ourselves. And I think, man, it's really on now. Nothing been said. Everybody's being quiet. They don't want the police to catch us, so everybody's being quiet. And I'm thinking, man, this is going to be bad. This guy, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Next day, he didn't go to rec. I did. Nothing happened. Next day, he didn't go to rec. Nothing happened. And the next day, they come get him and tell him they're taking him down to H block. H block is the worst place you can go. You want to go to A or C when you leave from the F cell house, which is orientation. A or C is general population as far as Mcalester goes, but it's still 24-hour lockdown. But H block is locked up. It's underground, and it's where they put death row inmates and people who have been in riots and things like that. So the last place you want to go is H block. But they also have temporary holding down there. There were so many people in the prison system didn't have the space to send people where they needed to send them. They got guys coming in going to minimum security and work release. They have nowhere to put them, so they put them down there on H block in lockup, supposedly with other people that are also just waiting to ship. They're never supposed to be put in with the guys that are in Mcalester, ever. And but they take him down to H block, and they accidentally put a 19-year-old. I was 18. They accidentally put a 19-year-old guy in there with a cell with him. And when they did, he killed that 19-year-old kid. He raped him. He beat him so badly that he broke all of his ribs. He broke his jaw. He shattered both of his testicles. They said that his testicles were the size of grapefruits. No exaggeration. They were full of blood, the size of grapefruits. And he broke his back and raped him 2 or 3 times. And they ended up putting him on death row, and the kid's parents have a major lawsuit against Mcalester. I don't know how it ever ended up, but he was never supposed to be in a cell with that guy. He was going to a work center minimum. He was just there for holding. Accidentally put him in the cell with that guy, and I couldn't help but think that would have been me, man. It was almost me, man. It was almost me. I was 18. That guy was 19. He should have never been in a cell with him. But I was trying to get him in my cell. And my cell partner would have left sooner, and I wouldn't have caught on to what was going on. I wouldn't have refused to make that medicine bag. He would have come in the cell with me, and as soon as the guards would have left, he would have hung a blanket up over them bars, which is what you do when you get ready to take the crap. Hang a blanket up in the bars so no one could see from across from you. And then he would have killed me or got what he wanted, or probably both. And he was a lot bigger than me. I don't know how I would have fared in that deal. And I'm not glad that other kid got it instead of me, but I'm certainly glad it wasn't me. So that's happened now. I've been there going through all this, and now this happens. And I'm real close to going down the hill. In my next video, I'll go down to Seaside. I'll be in general population in Mcalester in the next video. So I wanted to give you that story for this one. So, hey, man, if nothing else, if you have a hard time changing the channel, having a hard time finding some way that you're blessed, having a hard time smiling, finding somebody that's got it worse than you, well, you can always look at me and say, hey, man, that guy there, he was in prison for 20 and a half years from the time he was 15. And look at him. He's happy. He's smiling. He's got his own house. He's got everything he needs. That guy's happy. That's right, man. I am, and so can you be. As long as you're alive, you've got a chance. Things always change. That's the only thing that's guaranteed, is nothing stays the same. And I hope that you pick up your blessings instead of your curses every day, because it'll decide the way your day goes. You can get up in the morning and pick up your curses. You can look around at everything you don't got and everything everyone else does and the way things aren't going right for you. Or you can get up in the morning and you can be glad that you don't got to hunt your breakfast while you're making sure you're not breakfast. Then you can think it would be hard then. But this ain't hard, man. This is the easiest it's ever been for humans. And usually if you'll stop and take a breath, break your problems down, you'll usually find that you've got a lot of little molehills and not a mountain at all. So take a deep breath. Try to look at the bright side of things. Even when things are bad, try to smile through the tears, man. And may God bless you and yours. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.